Hi and welcome to this intermediate yoga practice to feel grounded and strong. This is for those who already have an existing asana practice. It's definitely going to challenge our flexibility and strength so that we can grow together. I invite you to meet yourself where you are with this practice and take it at your own pace. So we'll start today lying on our backs. You won't need any props, just make your way down onto your back, onto your mat. And just get yourself comfortable onto your back. You can ground your feet into the earth or extend your legs out, whatever feels good. And just taking a few deep breaths here to settle in. Whatever else is going on in your day, in your life right now, just set it all to one side. Allow yourself to drop fully into the present moment. The intention I'm going to offer you today is one of devotion. In the teachings of yoga, devotion is mentioned a lot, which is funny because yoga is not a religion, so the devotion is not to a particular god. If you believe in God or gods, you could devote yourself to that, but you can also find devotion in other things, to yourself, to someone you love, devotion to peace or to the universe or to nature. Whatever it is that resonates with you, I invite you to somehow find devotion in your practice. So that what we're doing becomes less about the results and the progress and more about the present and that sense of dedication to the practice. Now, bring your right leg into your chest and interlace the hands behind your thigh. We're going to work a lot with the hamstrings today, so just take this first moment to just check in with the back of that right leg. Give it a little bit of movement or keep it still, whichever feels good for you. We are going to get into more of a flow today, so just enjoy these first few moments of gentle, sweet opening in the body. Now start to sway your right leg side to side, using your hands like a windscreen wiper, just moving that leg over one side and then the other, gently opening up that right hip. Good, and then place it down and we'll take it to the other side. Lengthen your left leg to the ceiling. Feel that stretch down the back of the left leg and just take a couple of deep breaths here. Maybe it feels good to point and flex your toes. And no judgment for however tight your hamstrings are feeling. Just giving these moments for all the muscles to soften and release into your practice. You can now take a little bit of a sway side to side with that leg, using the hands to send it over to one side and then the other. Keep coming back to your breath. And then bring both knees towards you and reach for your ankles or your feet with your hands, having the upper arms coming on the insides of the legs and then the knees dropping outwards and down towards your shoulders. Really opening up the lower body in this happy baby Balasananda, soles of the feet facing the ceiling or the sky. And just giving a little rock side to side if that feels good on your body. Good, and then bring it into the center. And we'll take a little bit of a rock up to the seated position, and then over the legs and into your tabletop. When you reach that tabletop position, start to find Mula Bandha, the root lock. So this means drawing your lower belly in, drawing your pelvic floor in, and feeling that strength in the lower section of the body. When we tighten the muscles around here, around the root chakra, we can then relax the muscles in the rest of the body and support our spines. When you're ready, take an inhale, gaze up, tilt your tailbone up, and as you exhale, round the back and press the floor away. Good, moving with your breath, open up that chest, exhale to round. Really lead with your gaze. And a couple more with your own breath. Good. And then coming to center and walking your hands forward, you can begin to drop your chest towards the floor, keeping your hips high for a puppy pose. Keeping your gaze ahead of you, stretch into all 10 fingers. Really feel that length coming into the chest and the sides of the body. Open up that front side body, open up the chest. Extend your exhales out. And then from here, bend your elbows, bring your body forward, belly to the mat now. And we'll move into a scorpion stretch. So bring your hands to a diamond shape. Bring the right side of your face to your hands, and then pick up your left knee and take it behind you into a twist. So you're twisting through that lower section of the body. You could even see if you could bring your left toes to the floor behind you. Deep breaths into the belly, into that space where you feel the twist. And then let it come back into the center. Turn your head over the other side. And then pick up that right foot and send it behind you. Coming into as deep of a twist as feels good on your body. Really feeling this twist rinse out that spine and the digestive organs. And then bring it back to center. Turning up that strength now, bring your fingers under your shoulders, tuck your toes, and through a push-up, press up to your plank position. Good, so just centering yourself in your plank, nice straight line with the body. We'll take a little bit of a rock forward and back, warming up the ankles and the feet. Good, and then from here, take yourself over into a side plank onto the outside of your right foot. Reach up and over with your left arm. If this is enough, stay here. If you want to modify, bring your bottom knee down so you're supported with that knee. If you feel okay up in your plank, really lift the side body to the sky. And then we'll take that top leg behind. So you can do this if your knee or your foot is down, and then open up the chest into a wild thing. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, turn back towards the mat, and we'll go straight to that other side. Swivel around to your version of the side plank with either your knee down or both feet extended towards the end of the mat. Find that length down the side body. Stay with your breath. And then pick up that top leg softly and place the toes behind you as you swivel the chest to the sky. Open up that front side body. Take that deep inhale into the chest, and then as you exhale, turn towards the top edge of the mat, and we'll ease our way back into a downward facing dog. Take a couple of full breaths in your downward dog. And just pedaling out the feet if that feels good. Nice. Inhale here, roll forward, high plank position. Exhale, push back to downward dog. Let's do that a few times. Roll it forward and then lift the hips, send it back. And again, roll it forward and send it back. Now as you inhale, reach your right leg high. Bring it forward, step it softly between the hands and bring your back knee down. So you're in a low lunge. Now bring your hips back over that back knee and interlace your hands on the top of that front thigh. Start to tuck your tailbone and tuck your chin down and really squeeze Mula Bandha. Squeeze your pelvic floor, squeeze your lower belly as you keep tucking the tailbone under and feeling this amazing quad stretch, hip flexor stretch. As we work on the flexibility in the backs of our legs, we also have to work with strength and we have to work with the flexibility of the hip flexors. So just coming into this now, this is an amazing position for anyone that has lower back pain, can really help. Good, so now maybe flipping your mat over if your back knee is feeling sensitive. We're going to pick up that back foot. Use the strength of your hamstring to lift the heel towards you and then reach back if you can with both hands. I find it really helps to kind of roll onto that section above the knee bone. So it's more the top of my thigh is on the ground. And then I'm pulling on that foot gently to feel this quad stretch, hip flexor stretch. And you can lean slightly more into the hips, or you can even start to puff your chest towards the sky for more of a back bend as you lean the hips down. Good. From here, release that back foot, reach your arms to the sky and lift into a high crescent lunge. Find your strength, take an inhale, and as you exhale, lower the hands, step it back to plank, take an inhale, shift the shoulders forward, then bend the elbows, hover off the mat, and now lift onto the tops of the feet, upward facing dog. Good, and as you exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. Taking a couple of really full breaths here in your down dog. Coming back to whatever you devoted your practice to. And then we'll lift that left leg high. Push down through the right heel and scoop your left knee forward. Step it softly between the hands. Bring your right knee down, your back knee down now. And interlace the hands on top of that thigh or knee. And then we'll start to tuck the pelvis under. Pull your lower belly in, pull your pelvic floor in, and even tuck your chin here. Feel this amazing release through your hip flexor, through your quad and your lower back. Good, now release the hips down slightly into your low lunge. Start to switch on that right hamstring to bring the heel towards you. Really working on that active flexibility and then reaching back for your foot with both hands, allowing you to roll onto that space just above your right knee joint and opening up the chest here, or maybe even leaning forward for a bit more of a hip flexor stretch. Good, and then release that back foot, reach your arms to the sky and rise up, high crescent lunge. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lower the hands, step back to plank. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, flow through your Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, move back to downward facing dog. Now as we inhale, reach that right leg high, bring it forward, step it between the hands. Fingertips down either side of that front foot as you lower the back knee. Find length through the spine and into the chest. Inhale here. Exhale, slide the hips forward. Keep that length in your spine, almost like you're doing a cow spine here. A couple more. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, lean it back. And bring it forward. And lean it back. Good, now come forward again. Lift that back foot and then step it forward slightly to an angle. So you're in pyramid pose and we'll just fold down over that front leg. Notice if you've really rolled your hips out towards that side and pull your right hip back and your left hip forward now. You can bow your head down towards that front shin, feeling this opening down the backs of the legs. Good, now bend into the front knee, plant your hands, walk back to plank and flow through your vinyasa. Up to upward facing dog and exhale back to downward facing dog. Straight onwards, lift your left leg as you inhale. Bring it forward, step it between the hands and bring your right knee down. Finding this low lunge to Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale here, exhale, slide it back, half splits. Good, inhale, bring it forward, and exhale, move it back. A couple more. Good, now bringing it forward again. Pick up your back knee and then step that back foot slightly forward and to an angle so you can bring it flat to the ground. And then you're folding down over that front leg. I'm keeping my head up so you can hear me, but you can bow your head all the way to your shin if that feels good. A few deep breaths. Good, and then we'll step that right foot forward, coming to a forward fold at the top of your mat. You can grab opposite elbows and just let your body sway over the legs. Again, use this as a moment to check in on your hamstrings. Maybe they're feeling a little more open than at the start of the class. Keep as much of a bend in the knees as you need here. And then we'll start to roll it up to standing one vertebra at a time, leaving the head till last. Good, and then just giving the shoulders a roll when you reach standing and bringing your hands to heart center now. Take a full breath in as you ground into your feet. And as you exhale, let anything go that is not serving you. Return to the subject of your devotion. And now as you inhale, take your hands up, reach up and look to your thumbs. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And then you've got the option to walk back to plank or hop straight back to chaturanga. And then we'll meet in upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Now breathe in, bring your right leg high. Bring it forward, step it between the hands. Gaze ahead of you, strong through that back thigh. Rise up, high crescent lunge. Stretch into your fingers. Really working with that strength and flexibility now. Bend your back knee and extend it. So like you're trying to tap the mat with that back foot and extend. Good, and last one. Finding that strength here, and then we'll lean forward, make an arrowhead shape with the body. Hold it here, find that strength. And then fixing your gaze, finding your drishti, float up to a stalk position, balancing on that right foot. Good, we're going to prepare for a dancer's pose here. So start to hug your left heel towards your glute, towards your hamstring, active here. And then you can reach back with both hands for that foot and open up the chest. Think about lifting your back knee rather than leaning your body forward. Open up that front side body And then from there, tipping forward, bringing your fingertips to the mat, coming to a standing split position. Just for a moment there, and then step your back foot down into your forward fold. Let's roll it up to standing and bring the hands to the heart. Good, we're going to do that again. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in, stretch your arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Breathe in, halfway lift, and walk back to plank or hop back through chaturanga. Inhale, up, upward facing dog. Exhale, move it back to downward facing dog. One cycle of breath here. And then onto the other side, stretch your left leg high. Bring it forward and step it between the hands. Right thigh lifts, gaze ahead of you, rise up, high crescent lunge, and find your steadiness. Now we'll dip that back knee down, find strength in that back leg and send it straight again. Inhale, bend, exhale, extend. And last one. Nice, and then lean forward, arrowhead, find that steadiness. From here, lift and rise up. Right knee to the chest, arms to the sky. Now switch on that right hamstring, hug the heel towards you. Find that active variation of dancer's pose and then reach back with both hands. See if you can hold onto the foot as you keep lifting the chest high. Inhale. Exhale, send it forward. Lift your back leg up, standing splits. And then lower that foot to the ground. Take your forward fold and we'll rise up to standing, reach into the fingers. Exhale and lower hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale. And moving on now, slightly different this time. Sweep the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Through your vinyasa, however that looks for you. Walking up, jumping back. Inhale to up dog and back to downward dog. Breathing in, right leg lifts. Bring it forward, step it between the hands. And a little bit more fluid this time. Rise up, high crescent lunge and start to lower that back knee and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Find your arrowhead, lean forward. Inhale, exhale, float to stalk. Now actively hug that left heel towards your glute. Keep your hips square. And different this time, reach back with your hand to the inside of your foot. Without dropping your body forward, start to kick your foot into your hand to find that stretch in your shoulder. And then maybe you can bring a mudra with that front arm, finding your full Natarajanasana, the dancer's pose. Breathe in the dancer's pose, gaze ahead of you. Devote this asana to whatever you're devoted to. And then come out with as much control as you entered with. Lower yourself forwards. Find your standing splits, however that looks for you. Maybe your legs are at 90 degrees, maybe you can lift higher. We'll switch on those core muscles now. Draw your left knee to your chest and then send it even higher than it was before. Draw it in and send it long. Last one, draw it in and send it behind you. Lower the foot and find a soothing forward fold. Good. From here, rising up to standing. Reach into the fingers. Exhale, lower hands to heart center. Well done. Reorganize your breath. And then we've got that on the left side. Reach up. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, halfway lengthen. Walk or hop back. Coming through your vinyasa. Upward dog, thighs and knees lift. And exhale, slide back, downward facing dog. With the inhale, left leg lifts, bring it forward, step it between the hands, rise up, high crescent lunge. Now beginning to find that bend and straighten, trying to keep the upper body pretty still. And last one, bend and straighten. From here, arrowhead, lean forward, arms by your sides, find that strength in the front leg, and then rise to stalk. Lift, find length, and then kick that right heel behind you and reach back with your right arm to the inside of the foot. Knees together to begin with, and then kick that foot into your hand, trying to lift the chest like a string was pulling your head to the sky. And then you can lift your hand into Yana Mudra, fingertip and thumb touching. Slow your breath. And then come gently out with control and send your body forward, standing splits. Good. And bend that knee into the chest. Use your core strength and send it behind you. Bend it in and send it behind you. Last one, bend it in and send it behind you and up. And then lower that foot down, find your forward fold. Good, and this time you can just hang out in your forward fold. Whatever feels good, maybe swaying the body side to side or enjoying this newfound openness in the backs of the legs that you can hug your body towards the thighs even more. Maybe you like to take your hands underneath your feet. Or even peace fingers around the big toes. Inhale, find length. Exhale, pull the body down onto the legs. Good. Now, walking your feet back. Lift onto the balls of the feet, and here we're going to take a crow pose. So if you haven't done crow pose before, then check out my tutorial. I'll link it on the screen now. If you are confident, then bring your knees to the back of your upper arms and start to lean forward. And then when you feel that weight transfer, pick your feet up, hug your heels towards your bottom, point your toes. And if you fall out, just try again. And then sit back down, bringing your feet wide, toes out wide, and just taking a little bit of movement side to side. Slowing it all down, slowing the breath. Good. And from this yogi squat, bring your left leg forward to an angle and step your right foot back, going into a pigeon pose, a half pigeon pose. So just finding that upright position first of all, and an angle with your front leg that works for your knee. Inhale, open up the chest, and then as you exhale, you can fold forward over that front leg. Finding some deep breaths here, slowing it down. And coming back to that subject of your devotion here. Good, now we'll push it up onto the hands. Step back into downward dog just to transition there, and then we'll pick up the right foot. Open it out towards the side, opening your hips, and then draw that right knee forward towards the right wrist, opening it up into that pigeon position, whichever angle with that shin works for you. Inhale, find length, and as you exhale, fold down over that front leg. Again, just settling into the pose. Even if your hips are rolled over to one side, try and keep them square. Or feel as though you are moving towards bringing them square. Good, and then walking your hands back up. Bring that back leg around. Bring the outer edges of your feet together for a Baddha Konasana, the bound angle pose. Inhale, grow long through the spine. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Finding a few deep breaths here. Good, and then drawing yourself upright, send your legs ahead of you for Janu Shirshasana, finding length through the spine and then folding forward over the legs. Folding down, bringing your belly to your thighs. And you can even take your peace fingers around your big toes if that feels good. Nice, and from here, roll it slowly up. And before we come down to the mat, let's take a straddle. So we've really built flexibility in the whole body. Start with a little bit of movement side to side. And if it's accessible to you, you can reach over to one foot with both hands and use this to open up the side body. And then take it all the way over the other way. Not forcing anything, just moving in a way that feels good. And then bringing it back into the middle and upright again. And you can use your hands to draw the legs back in front of you. Let's just switch on those core muscles before we do our back bends and inversions to finish up. So really having a full body practice here. Bring yourself into a boat position. It's really important to just reactivate the core before we do back bends. So you can extend the legs or keep them bent. And then slowly lower, hold your low boat. And then set the feet down and scoot yourself into the center of the mat. Offering a bridge position here, tickle your heels with your fingers. Flatten your lower back into the mat and then start to lift up to bridge. Open up the front side body, even walk your shoulder blades closer underneath you. If this is enough, stay here. If you would like to take a full wheel, you can bring your hands under your shoulders and your elbows right into the sides of the head, and then push into the hands and lift up to that full wheel position, trying to bring your head right between your arms and gazing down at the floor or out, and really focusing on opening the chest And then if you're in this wheel, you can straighten the legs or try and walk them closer to your hands for more sensation. And then to come out slowly lower to your shoulder blades, not to your head. And if you're in the bridge or the wheel, then just rolling the spine gently and slowly out. And taking a moment here, allowing your spine to come back to neutral, maybe giving the knees a little sway from side to side. And we'll take our shoulder stand whenever you're ready, whenever your spine feels good. Hug your knees into your chest and start to lengthen the legs to the sky, keeping a little bit of space between your chin and your chest, and a little bit of space between the back of the neck and the floor, lengthening your legs to the sky, trying to bring your hips right over your shoulders. And then you can bend the knees and bring them into the head and take the feet behind you for a plow. Taking any variations that feel good, moving mindfully and in a way that serves your body. When you notice the ego coming in and helping you with your decisions around how far to go in each position, then come back to your devotion. Allow the devotion and the love to tell you what to do. If you like to, bring your knees around your ears for a deaf man's pose. And then gently come out, lowering slowly down, supporting yourself with your hands and just lengthening the legs to the sky. And allowing yourself to just rest in this L shape for a few breaths. Good, and then setting the feet down. Move your hips over to the right side. Drop your knees to the left. Find your supine twist. Just really gentle now. Going inwards. Slowing down again. Deep breaths down into the space where you feel the twist. And then bringing your knees back to the center, moving your hips over to the other side and dropping your knees back the other way. And when you've had enough time in your twists, extend your legs out to Shavasana, the corpse position, toes dropping out to the sides, palms facing upwards, and giving yourself a few minutes of absolute stillness. I will bring you sweetly out of Shavasana, so don't feel that you need to rush away. This is the most important part of your asana practice. Now I invite you to wiggle your fingers and toes. Turn your head gently side to side. And stretch yourself out along the mat if that feels good. And then move yourself over to your side and just rest on your side for a moment. And from there you can push yourself up sideways to your seated position. And find a nice tall spine. Just invite your breath deeper into your body again. And then I invite you to bow your head and thank yourself for practicing yoga today. I invite you to carry forward this devotion you might have found and take it into the simple tasks in the rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you loved this challenging practice and that you're feeling so flexible and strong now. If you did enjoy it, please leave me a comment. It means the world. Give the video a like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps and I love bringing you these videos. I hope you have the most beautiful day. We'll see you soon. Bye.